I know I'm only a tiny channel, but I would really much appreciate it if you could leave down in the comment sections your thoughts on what I'm about to say, yeah? Um, there's a thing that's been bugging me, um, well, for a while now. I've noticed that back in 2019, they started reconstructing all of the roads, the council did, all of the curbs, you know, that enable you to, cross the road. They were all like leveled to all turn into ramps everywhere around Flint, where I'm at. They fucking know where I live, so why not fucking tell you? Um, my dad, that's no longer with us, and I've got fucking shitload of his stuff fucking stored in my house, and so as all of my other siblings, yeah, it's fucking sitting there, and I'm like going past my dad's house now and again, and his fucking house is empty. He just fucking emptied it. He just took everything. My dad, he believed in God, yeah. One day he came up to me when I was sat in his house, right next to him. After all the shit he said I was spewing at him, "Don't preach to me, young lad," he used to say. Eventually, it all got flipped around. I introduced him to the guys that I listen to online, like Daniel Pratt, yeah, right, Never Lose Truth. He never used to comment on anybody's channel. He watched them all. Oh, and also Didactic channel as well. He watched that, and he said, "Wow, these guys are really intelligent." He said, "But a lot of that stuff flew straight over my head." I said, "Dad, give it a chance. Once you see enough of it, it'll just instantly, yeah, you'll become, well, what's the word? You'll just instantly resonate with it all. It just takes time, yeah." 2020 hit, yeah. His boss was telling him. Now he was a tire fitter when he was 15. Um, Growing up, he became, he went to college, university. He became a mechanical engineer, an electrical engineer. He was good at all of his, should I say, craft. I mean, can you even say that anymore at this stage? I don't know, but he ended up pulling his boss over one time. Anyway, let me just go a little bit back. When I introduced him to all these fellas on YouTube, he actually said to me, he goes, it took about a year, but one day when I went to his house, he stopped saying, "Stop preaching to me." Instead, he cornered me in his kitchen and said to me that the pupil has now become the master. He's like literally, he's giving me a compliment. And then also at the same time, he said to me, he said, "Come in here and sit down." We had a smoke, and he cracked open a bottle of brandy, put it in his coffee. He said, "You know what?" He says, "Michael," he said, "I'm a flat earther." I said, "You're a flat earther?" I said, "What, because of me, or are you really one?" That's fucking deep, man. And then, like I said, 2020 hit. And then all of a sudden, he's like, to his boss, he's telling me his boss said to him, "You're going to have to take these COVID tests now. You got to be done." And he goes, "Look, I'm not being funny, boss, but if you put that shit up my nose, yeah, I'm just going to do it just to, like, can't fucking be asked losing this fucking job." He said, "But if it comes back positive for this shit, you know, what everyone said, you know, then I want to be paid sick pay for all this. Yeah. They were doing it to him every day, sticking up his nose. He was also, he only had one of them things, yeah. I told him, I said, look, you do realise it's going to be an annual thing. They're going to make it, you take this once every year. It came out, oh, you got your spring and your winter one now. I wasn't aware of that back then. But then when I told him, he said to me, he goes, fuck that. He goes, the first one done me in. I'm on the sick now because of just taking that. You know what I mean? He said, I've never been the same since. He said, fuck him. He said, I'm staying off work now. As soon as he, you know, if he would have taken early retirement, he'd still be with us now. But he stuck with it because he loved it. But once, you know, he fucked them off because of what they did to him, he started staying at home more. He started seeing more of his family. He started working more with his hands to do with the stuff that he loves doing. You know, building things. Like, I've got downstairs right now his petrol mower that he built. He got spare parts that he needed online that he bought from Amazon, and he rebuilt that thing from scratch. Same with electric mowers. He was building things. You know what? His plans were, before he died, he planned that he was going to build a garage in his fucking back garden, and he was going to, instead of going to like the shop to get your bike fixed, electric bikes, the lot, he was going to start his own business repairing them from scratch. Him and his mate, because his mate was complaining to him. He was talking to him on the phone saying, look, I'm retired. I'm bored. I'm bored shitless. You know, what the hell are we going to do? He says, you know what? You want a job? You come working for me. We'll start our own fucking business. 4 months later, he died. He said, I feel fucking like shit all the time. Safe and, yeah. And all those fucking kids in wheelchairs, yeah. I'm seeing every time I go out on my bike. School kids pushing themselves home. A fucking 15-year-old fucking kid on the traffic lights that looked just like zonked out of his head. This guy in his 20s at the bus stop by Sainsbury's that I go to every day to get all my organic produce. He's there with his wife pushing him onto the bus, and he's always crying his fucking eyes out. Like, I'm useless, I'm useless. And that wife obviously loves him. That's pushing him. Because she's there constantly trying to console him every time I see that. Because I'm at that place almost every day to get bread and milk, yeah? The essentials. Organic bread and milk and butter. So when I go there, I see that shit. You just can't go up to these people anymore and say, oh, what happened to you? Why are you walking around in crutches? Do you have an accident or something? Because a lot of people know on a subconscious level that it has something to do with what they've taken. Which everyone has. It's like the new norm. Again. The normalization of abnormality. All planned, all orchestrated. And all the people that are going along with this are going to be the death of us all. You know, there's one expression that's going online right now, and I love this quote. It says, be the change that you want to see in this world. I fucking love that comment, man. Peace, everybody. But nothing more to say.